Nobody here. Oh no, you don't suppose that Reith already... Calm down, child. I think it is all right. I cannot see any physical signs of violence anywhere, nor can I detect it in the atmosphere around us. Perhaps the other students and instructors who were here at the time simply fled when that female Lunas Elro Knight approached. Let's hope so. What's that sound? Dusk nervously draws his sword. It came from over there, in the garden. Man, are the monsters coming out to greet us already? A human earthling is still here after Reith appeared? Is she hurt? Are you human? If you are, monsters like that furry-eared woman with the pointy teeth, please don't kill me. I beg you. Hey, take it easy. We're not on the same side as the spooky woman that you saw, okay? Huh? Hey, I remember you two. I'm sorry? Wait, I remember you as well now, miss. You were my classmate in the organic chemistry course just last fall, right? Yes, it's me, Laurie. Where on earth have you been all this time, Dusk? The day after the midterm exam in our class last semester, you never appeared back at school at all until now. And just a few weeks ago, I heard on the news that you and another student from SAU were reported missing. And I will assume that you, Lynn, were that other missing student. I know we have been in a few classes together in the past as well. Don't you remember me? Right, I do now. So, the whole city knew about us being gone the last few months, huh? Sigh, terrific. We'll never be able to explain this one. Yes, what happened to the both of you? Or all four of you, for that matter. You wouldn't believe us even if we were somehow able to put it into words. I don't know. Considering the monster situation here, I think it would not be too much of a stretch for her. And she's saying that very thing. Oh, after what has happened here, I think I would be quite inclined to believe anything you would tell me. What did happen, Miss Laurie? Where is everyone? That woman you described did not hurt you, did she? No, I am all right. I think she might have seen me hiding in the garden here as she passed by, but she just went on into the main building, through the entrance ahead of us, without a word. Do you know who she is? Enough to be surprised that she did not take the 5 seconds it would have required to pick off a helpless human being who had happened to lie in her path. You were lucky. I imagine. She did not even look human. But even less so did the horrible things that came onto school grounds and drove everyone out. Some ran away entirely, others hid. I couldn't even think about what I was doing in all of the chaos. Were those monsters? This is all so unreal. It must have been to cut off our means of escape after we would arrive. Those monsters will surround this place now, and the only option we'll have left is to do what Reith wants and play her stupid game, or... Ares whispers to Dusk. This is awful, Dusk. Please ask your friend if she saw anyone hurt by Reith's servants. If so, we must help them before doing anything else. Laurie, is anyone else injured? Please tell us. We can help them. I did not see any others hurt. It seems that somehow those creatures did not catch anyone as they were running away. Should I also? I don't think so. If Harrison is right, then the monsters you saw will surely kill you on your way out. You'd best stay in hiding, and try your best not to make a sound if you hear something coming by, okay? Miss Laurie, please stand back and allow us to take care of Reith. I promise we will be back as soon as possible to let you know that you are safe. I understand. Whoever that woman is, whatever is going on, please be careful. Hermes, do you think you could, stay with her until we can return in case a monster were to discover her? I'm really worried about this. No problem, kid. I should still be close enough to enable you to use magic if Reith engages you also, so doing this is only right. Okay, I was about to ask about that. Don't worry. You all go on ahead, and I will guard this girl and anyone else I see with everything I have. Take care, sister. So does this mean we can't leave? No, we are very much able to leave. In that case, saving again. So is this place gonna have the same monsters as SAU Tech? It is just a little too quiet in here. Yes, and by now we know that that never means anything good for us. Beware, everyone! Reith is... What? What is happening? The children... What? What? Hey! Guys! You there? Harry's voice only echoes throughout the eerie whiteness. Priyan? Great. Must be Reith's doing. So, now what? Another me is going to show up out of this mist of boring white nothing and start giving me mental anguish, I suppose? Well, whatever is going to happen, I have control and time to prepare. In which case... probably gonna equip something stronger. The Ruda Blade, I don't know if what we're about to fight is going to be weak against lightning. So, probably gonna go with Kamadaki. And where am I going? Well, wherever I'm going, I can't walk very far. Try a different direction. Speak of the devil. Dusk slowly raises his head. What happened? What was that flash of light just now? Miss Ares? With only silence as his reply, it is then that Dusk realizes he is alone. Ares? Miss Priyan! Miss Michiru! Everyone! Dusk says with a sigh, Now what do you plan to do with us, Reith? Suddenly, Dusk's voice is answering. Why, I intend to make you face yourself for the irresolute and weak-minded kid fooling himself into playing hero swordsman that you really are, of course. Huh? Dusk quickly draws his sword. Who the devil are you? I am you, of course. Or shall I say, more appropriately, your true half. Therefore, you may call me Despair. Ah, man, what's going on now? Everyone else is gone. Lynn's voice is echoing. Ha! What a joke! You think I haven't played enough video games to see that you're the one behind this, Reith? Give me a break. As if I am really going to panic and think that I have ended up all by myself somewhere out in the void of space, millions of miles away from the planet, stuck to wander about in this endless white mist for the rest of my life. This is a poor illusion, Reith. I didn't think you were the type to use cliché magic tricks on your victims. And we got the shadowy Lynn. Then what about this? And now a shadow that looks just like me, huh? Well, it's pretty impressive to have the kind of aptitude and magic to be able to create something that looks and acts just like someone else, but... There never was anything really impressive about the people from Elvenia or what they were capable of, and that much is true. But you are far from right in what you think of me, however. I am you, whether you want to believe so or not. Sigh. Let me guess. You're supposed to be me, right? Think what you will. I can be thought of as such anyway. So, what an interesting little adventure we've gotten ourselves wrapped up in, huh? Living in Elvenia is quite a bit different from Earth in a lot of ways, isn't it? Definitely too far from the reality of a human's life as far as you're concerned, right? Harrison coolly says, yeah, so? What is the point of this conversation? And why am I even bothering to maintain a serious talk with some puppet that was probably just made by Reith to screw around with me anyway? I think that's the only problem here. This is stupid. Let's go, Michiru. Michiru? You aren't here either? Look, forget about the Goddess of Perseverance, or any of the others for a little while. Let's talk about why you're even mixed in with a sort like those pesky Elvenians for a moment, why don't we? So, what are you doing here, you whom I laughingly refer to as my magically created copy? To help you realize what your true reasons are for sacrificing so much to protect two truly worthless worlds like this Earth and Elvenia. You do not seem to quite have it straight, really. That's why we should talk for a while. Or he spits upon the ground. Heh. Well, this ought to be good. So, what does that great furry-eared who sent you choose to call you, anyway? Why do you keep insisting that I am a part of your enemy's doing? Rather, this is your own. I am you see. But you can call me apathy. Well, what are you doing here? I'll admit it is possible you really could just be some part of me that I may not be conscious of. Or perhaps you might even be one of those spirits from Elvenia, just like the Solus Emzu goddesses, and am taking on this form in order to help me somehow. But still, you cannot prove to me that you aren't an illusion from Reith intended to mess with my head. Something you will have no success in, if that's your purpose, by the way. I see. So it seems you have these circumstances figured out quite well, don't you? Perhaps you knew already, then, that I go by the name of selfishness. Selfishness? Why the heck should I even consider listening to whatever you are about to try to tell me? You might as well have just openly revealed yourself as one of the bad guys, trying to stop us from going any further in our purpose to save Elvania. Now, surely, Reith can fight me by using my dark side against me more effectively than this. Ha! Knock off the pretty speech, man. You are just the same as her. Oh yeah? How so? I won't take being compared to a lackey of the Lord of the Darkness by you. Your lack of faith, for one, and perhaps your selfish motivations in life that in every way contradict the very nature of every creature in Elvania. They belong in their own world of childish fantasy. Why don't you remain here in this world of men who seek power and glory for themselves, where you belong, on this human earth? Say what? Alright, I demand to know who you are and what you want with me. Now! Humph, what a pitiful display. Stop trying to act as though you are in control of yourself, kid. We both know quite well that you are constantly wavering in your resolution. You cannot stay in control of your other self, the side of your heart that you make such pathetic attempts to deny. And before you even say it, just how do I know that, you must be thinking? The sapphire shadow barks. It's because I am standing here right now, your dark half. So I'm wondering if there's some significance to the gems that each of these shadows are representing. You still don't even know why you would bother to care this much about a race of people such as these whom you call Elvenians, do you? It's only the right thing to do, isn't it? Whatever. You only feel indebted to the Elvenians because of what some of them did for you when you first wound up in their world. In your eyes, they not only unselfishly risked much to cure you of an illness that the forces of evil inflicted upon you, but they also helped you find a purpose for being in their world when at first you could have been left alone to do nothing but wander, lost and disoriented, about an unfamiliar planet. But is that really a justifiable reason? Well, isn't it? No, it is not. Those Kalinkins, or any other people or groups of people you might have befriended in the last few months for that matter, have done nothing to cause you to be in their debt. This entire world, Elvania, and its do-gooder inhabitants of many races make up a foolish fantasy in which neither you nor any other earthling belongs. A fantasy? Yes, perhaps, but even if that kind of world does not suit me, seeing as I normally do not like to be involved in nonsensical things such as relying on the guidance of angels, climbing trees with elves, being attacked by creatures that are not at all human in several regards at every corner, or most of all, magic, especially that kind of magic that puts me in line for the rotisserie along with other fowl. Harrison breaks off for a moment, then strangely smiles. But hey, does it ever really hurt to have something out of a fantasy book happen to you every once in a while? At least if it is actually what is needed to wake you up to reality? What? What are you saying? Oh yeah? And just what would you know about how I feel about the people of Elvenia, huh? You going to read my mind, I suppose? Try to bring out into the open things about myself that might be construed as evil by acting as the devil on my left shoulder or something? Okay, I am loving that our heroes are totally not being fooled by this facade. I suppose so. Yes, in a matter of speaking, I will be like that devil you speak of. Well then, in that case, let me introduce you to the angel on my right, and maybe you two can have a battle of wills to your heart's content. Priyan! A new voice comes in. Giggle. You ring, master? What is this? How did the angel of love find her way to us? Priyan! I figured you'd be able to break the spell of Reith's illusion if I simply expressed my desire to have you here at my side at a time like this. It's just like someone of Elvenia to be able to do that. Okay, good, so this actually is Priyan. I thought it was some fake voice trying to mockingly pretend to be Priyan. What you meant to say was that it was due to your having a little faith in me for a change, wasn't it? Okay, fine. You've got it. I wanted you here to help me with this problem, and so I believed in you. Are you happy now? Priyan sticks her nose in the air with a smug smile. Quite. Ha! Are you kidding me, Uri? Is that really how it is? Uri absently turns away from Priyan. What? You mean the part about my thinking that Priyan is really an angel from a place called heaven? Well, why not, right? Because there is no reason to. Why believe in anything else other than your reasons of vengeance against the Dark Lord for what he has done to you or the Elvenians themselves? Or do you even believe that the Lord of Darkness, an all-powerful being that is not human like yourself, exists either? Just what could be the need in saving Elvenia from him at all, then? Did I stutter, you who openly names yourself unfaithfulness to my face? You didn't really think that I could still be so stupid as to fall for some mind game even after all that, did you? Come on already. Emerald's shadow is angered. Your life lies here in the real world, Harrison. And you are a fool to stay in the world where only fools who cannot deal with the reality of darkness dwell. They've only brought you grief and hardship, anyway. Let them die by themselves in the wrath of the great dragon. Or will you run to your angel Michiru to decide what to do in response to my words? Heh. Now I know that you must be a trick of the mind brought on by the woman who intends to kill us. And because of that, now I'm resolved to take you out right here and now on behalf of the Elvenians who long have suffered the pain that you and those like you have relentlessly brought upon them. I can beat my dark half into submission whether Michiru is here to guide me or not. Let's go. Great. Let's go indeed. It was only a matter of time before this would begin. Alright, guide, what you got to say about this? We are fighting Faithless, non-elemental, has 400 HP. Do we have magic? Okay, we do still have magic, so the effort of the angels is still here. 60 damage. 80 damage. Well, let's start with a regular attack and see what we can cause here. 60 damage. We'll just use regular attacks. Okay, time for attack. Let's give him the boot. And then on this turn, not even taking your chances, time to heal. And some magic. So we're gonna have to fight each one of these one by one. Ha ha! You're dead. Sorry that I am so late, friend. Being blind does have its shortcomings, doesn't it? But I am glad that I was still able to help you beat him with my magic. You... As if someone who is trying to care about the worthless people of Elvenia can truly understand the meaning of perseverance. You couldn't possibly have overcome me this way. It is because I am trying to do this, protecting the Elvenians, that I can persevere. And yes, it may even have been thanks to Michiru's help and her friendship that this is true. And, mocking snicker, get this, I just may have even been that. I just may even have come to believe in the one Michiru serves and reveres. Serena did a lot more for my well-being than you certainly are trying to do anyway. Harrison looks around. I know you are listening, Reith. How does it feel knowing I am fighting on the Divine Mother's side now? Curse you. You too will die in regret of your decision, just like all of the Elvenians. Maybe I did have to deal with a lot of hardship since having come to Elvenia, as you have said, but that's just a part of life, precisely because of those such as my dark half. Isn't it? I guess that's one way of looking at it. Look, I don't need some punk like you telling me what kind of person I may or may not be, as if you know everything about me, whether you are just some imaginary person created by magic that is only meant to represent the darker side of me, or you truly exist as another me. You got that? Oh, right, I forgot. You can take complete care of yourself. You have it all together, no doubt, so help of any sort from someone will never be needed by you, huh? And that's my point. What point? I never claimed to be entirely independent of anyone. No human ever really is. Is that so? You truly mean it with all of your conviction when you say that? Now you are beginning to talk like the soulless Emzu goddesses, and coming from you, it just irritates me instead. Of course I have to rely on others for support sometimes. I can admit it. I can even say that throughout my time in Elvenia, I have especially come to realize this. There have been quite a lot of changes I've made about myself, actually. Is there any harm in that? If you believe you have found the enlightenment to any of your moral dilemmas in the form of a certain Elvenia woman, then yes. You must really be a complicated mess right now if you have secretly been looking to Tessera as some sort of divine guide to lead you closer to light and help you be rid of your former unbelief and self-seeking ways. Self-seeking? Just what do you mean by that? And what does Tessera have to do with... Wait. No way. If you are someone created by Reith rather than myself, then... how could you know who to I thought I had made it quite clear before. I am a part of your heart, and not just something from your imagination that the circumstances have enabled to take form. I hadn't realized that you were this weak. Reith would not even have had to try to make beating you in a battle of the spirits this easy. Now, be a man for once, and face me as you would face yourself. Ha ha ha! Lynn says with a frustrated growl, You! You don't really believe that you, of all people, can do anything to make the darkness flee from Elvenia, do you? Bit of evil in his own heart? I blinked. Did I miss part of the message? What? Just who do you think you are by saying something like that? I do not stand on the side of evil. I am a childless Arena, the goddess of fate, and no one else. Truly unbelievable. You are still trying to rail against me after all of this time. Even after you show your anger and hate against many of the enemies you have fought, betraying your ideals of using that sword at your side to protect the helpless and the innocent, rather than to destroy your opponent, even after you jealously cried out for the love of one particular Elvenian, when you knew all the while that you could never bring yourself to sacrifice the world for her, even after you struggle perpetually with your own faith. And all the while you look to the people of Elvenia whom you have befriended and the Solus Emzu goddess who flies before you as your guide on this journey to guard your spirit from giving in to me. How self-righteous and arrogant you are, and yet so unstable and naive. And your childishly proverbial ways are really beginning to aggravate me, you wishful protector of Elvenia's innocence and child of the light. Stop making such futile attempts to deny me. At this rate, the war between the angel and demon within you will go on forever. Reith was right in saying that it would have been better for you to have just given up and quietly allowed her to take your life all the way back in the beginning when you had tried to stand up to so powerful a sorceress all by yourself at the gates of the Elven City. Dusk is humiliated. I see now. If you can make such a judgment of my character as this, then you must be telling the truth and that you are who you say you are. Okay, this is starting to get bad. Harrison was able to get out of the trickery that was going on with the shadows, but Lynn and Dusk... Oh, this is starting to be bad. Hopefully, whenever we come back from this third and final episode break, our heroes are able to find some way to fight the darkness that they are now facing.